Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a minute since I made a video, but it's 2024 and I'm hoping to get the new year started by giving you guys some fresh entertainment throughout the year on this channel that you can enjoy. And I want to start out with this whole Miami alien cover-up stuff that's been going around the internet. And if you haven't heard about it, apparently this past weekend and there was a fight, according to the official reports, at a Miami mall where kids were attacking each other with sticks and fireworks. And all of a sudden, every cop in Southern Florida, every cop in Miami showed up to stop this, break up this fight between these teenagers. But that's not what the eyewitnesses are saying that happened at this mall. According to eyewitnesses, these teens opened up a portal. Now, this is a crazy story now. These teens opened up a portal to another dimension, and three interdimensional beings stepped out of the portal, and people started shooting at the beings and sending people running for their lives. Eyewitnesses were detained, their phone footage was erased according to them, and some people were even interrogated for days being asked what they saw, what they know, and some people even claim that they had to sign non-disclosure agreements in order to get their phones and stuff back to be released from all. If you think I'm playing, look at the response from the cops here. Now, did this look like this many cops showing up? Does this look like these cops were there to break up a fight between some teenagers? I don't think so. Now, I was just scrolling TikTok and scrolling social media, and I came across this guy that said his dad is a cop that's running for sheriff down there in Miami. And he called his dad on FaceTime to ask him about the story. And this is how his dad responded when he asked him about that alien.
How have I not heard about this? My dad's a police officer in Miami. And I mean, like, he's even running for sheriff. And I just talked to him. He didn't say anything about that. Hey. Hey, did you, have you been seeing the alien stuff? Did you see that at Bayside? Are you serious?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
You're joking. You're joking.
I'm serious.
Did they tell you not to talk about it?
How many times do you want me to slice the pie? I'm not allowed to talk about it.
What?
I do know what you're talking about, but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Could you? Well, okay, can you at least say like whatever? So okay, so they're saying it's like a fight broke out. Why did they send so many police cars? Are you serious? You can't say any.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
You're no help, dude.
I'm sorry.
Now, you see his dad, you see how coy his dad was being about the situation? Now, if it was just teens fighting with sticks and fireworks, why can't his dad talk about the situation, right? But his dad's probably like, since we were confiscating people's phones, I obviously can't talk about this with my son on FaceTime. He's probably being smart about it. He'd probably tell his son in person what really was going on there. But that just goes to show me that there was more to this situation than what is being led on in the media. If that guy is a cop down there and all these cops showed up for teens with teenagers, you can't talk about it. I forgot to mention that airspace was cut off around the mall. Airport traffic from the airport was cut off. The only air thing that was allowed in the airspace was the police helicopter and stuff like that. Okay, why would you guys shut down airspace? People lost internet access, power within a certain amount of radius when supposedly this portal opened up. Now, y'all keep probably hearing me say this portal. Well, this other witness said that he was there. He was at, on the top floor of the mall where he watched these kids open this portal and this thing stepped out. But I'm going to let him tell you guys what he saw himself.
My man's, and then we went to the mall just, to see what's up. So this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what I'll draw you what can happen. This is what happened. Okay. There was a whole bunch of teens, right? A whole bunch of teens. And they had this little fucking box, like a little DVD player type thing, right? And they were like, yeah, watch, go ahead. And there was a whole bunch of them. But they looked all nerdy. They weren't like thugged out. They all dressed nice and shit or whatever. But, they were just right there, combo and shit. And a lot of them had like backpacks, and some of them had like weird ass glasses, like welding glasses. And I was like, what the fuck? And the other guy was like, just go ahead and plug it in. I mean, we're right here. We're safe, and so somebody plugged this shit in and it started flickering, right? Cause there was a column right here, I was over here on the top. I was up here on the top of the level. They were down here and I was watching them from over here. Okay? So this shit started flickering, and it was flicking the rows of lights right here. All these lights were flickering. Then it started popping. When it started popping, everybody from over here started running this way to see, because everybody was nosy. And as soon as it started popping, this thing started glowing, and it started going like a force field. Woo, 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 woo. And everybody that was behind this, that I was seeing, everybody looked like this. Like digital. Like it was being disrupted by the wave. Only right here. Not right here. Everything else was still flickering. Right here was still popping. People were running. As soon as they got close and they see how this thing was moving, everybody started going this way. When they started going this way, these guys started backing up, because from this, it started glowing, and it looked like somebody put a foot out like that. And then somebody put a hand out like that. And then all you see was this. All you see was like this, an image like that. That's all I seen. This was all glowing, so it was bright. This was the dark thing that I thought I seen come out. It looked like that. That's what came out. I was right here looking. It was me and 4 other dudes. 2 other guys ran over here and started filming. I'm waiting for them to give me the footage. But they say they got this thing coming out, and it didn't look like somebody. It looked more like everything got disrupted and was all wavy, and it did that effect. That's what it looked like to me. You know, I'm a graffiti artist. You know, I can do all kinds of shit with a spray paint can and make shit look like, you know, whatever. But, you know, when you get a mirror and bend it and all kind of crazy shit, or, you know, the sounds and whatever shit they got going on. But yeah, man, I seen this. This is what I seen. And it looked like it was coming out of this. And it's because whatever little box they had was bright and almost like you know, one of those military flashlights that they were trying to plug up, but it had like a horn to it, because it was like, "Arr!" And all this was like disrupting, and this shit right here was popping, you know, all this right here was popping. But this is what I seen. This is what I seen come out. And everybody's taking off, screaming like, "Oh my God, look at that." Everybody's turning around and look back to see this. And they were like, oh my God, and running. And at that point, this shit already fell and broke. And we were still right here walking this way, because somebody started shooting from over here. Because we seen lights, like 2 or 3 lights. And then the dudes that are right here, because there's people right here looking, they took off this way.
It's like we living in the freaking upside down, like it's freaking Stranger Things, like we're in a sci-fi show or a sci-fi movie, right? A freaking portal. Kids opening up a portal in the middle of a mall and 3 interdimensional beings stepping out. Sounds like the plot of a freaking movie. But this is what people were saying that they were seeing. And now this last guy, the first guy that came out as an eyewitness, he came out and he said he was actually describing everything that everybody else was describing, but then he ended up coming out the next day and reneging on the story, probably because somebody got at him, in my opinion, because he had way too many details going for his story, and he seemed like he was telling the truth in his original video. But in the second video, he came out and said, oh, I was trolling. I wasn't really trying to, I was just trying to get clout. And I'm going to just go ahead and say this for any grown person that want to make up a story during these strange times. Stop making up fucking stories. If you're making up stories during these strange times, we don't want to hear from you. You need to go and freaking bury yourself, because right now things are really happening. Things are really fucking happening, and we don't need people making up stories to freaking muddy the waters, right? Come on now. But this next guy, now he said him and his friends, him and his cousin and their friends were interrogated for a couple days, and that he actually had saved some of the footage on his phone because he didn't get the password, let them get the password or something like that. But once again, I'm going to let him talk for himself, let him tell the story, and y'all can come to your own conclusions as to what the fuck was going on in Miami this past weekend. It almost reminds me of what was going on here in Vegas a few months ago when the aliens landed in the people's backyards not too far from here at my house, right? And, you know, all these eyewitness reports were saying that these aliens landed in his backyard, including the cops were saying that the aliens landed in the backyard. But this Miami situation seems a little bit more tight-lipped. But let's let this man tell his story, and y'all come to your own conclusions.
Man, what's up, y'all? I'm here to set the record straight, man. Like, I literally have been getting interrogated by the Miami Police Department for days, my dude. Look at me. It is really aliens. It's really aliens. And I cannot believe that the Miami Police Department is really gonna try to make it seem like they had all those police cars and stuff out there over some kids fighting, y'all. We talking about 3 and 4 blocks. We get in, they asked us, first they asked us what we saw. It was me, 2 of my cousins, and 1 of my homegirls. All 3 of us being basically locked the fuck up. I ain't trying to get in trouble or nothing like that, but I'm just telling y'all, man. This shit is so real, man. Like, everybody saw it. There will be more reports coming out. There will be more reports coming out on this, man. But I just want to go on record and speak my truth. You know, they asked us not to speak about it. Any blog site, any news site, anybody who wants to talk to me, please get in my DM, man. Because that's the only way I would tell my whole truth. But I just want to let y'all know, man, aliens are real. It was 3 of them. And we couldn't believe it. Y'all like this video, get this video trending, and I'll post my own cell phone footage. They tried to actually take my cell phone footage. You know what I'm saying? I showed them that thinking that I'm helping the world. They trying to delete it. But once you delete something on your phone, they have recently deleted, and you have to put your password in. I wasn't willing to give them that. So, man, y'all get this video to where it need to be, and I'm gonna go crazy.
So there you have it. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that there were aliens at the mall in Miami? Me personally, I do. I've seen way too much footage coming out of Florida as far as weird stuff in the sky that nobody can describe or tell me what it is, you know, personally. And, you know, I was saying earlier that I don't necessarily believe that we should just automatically call these things aliens. We can call them interdimensional. We call them whatever we want because we, at the end of the day, we don't really know what they are. But the concept of them being aliens, I think we got to start thinking outside the box on these things. And I mean, I don't even mean just saying that they're demons or anything either. We got to start thinking outside the box in a sense that maybe we're not the top of the food chain in this realm, in this universe, right? Maybe there are things that are here that have always been here that are neurologically superior to us, that can hide themselves from us in different light spectrums that we can't see with our naked eye, that can only be seen through certain lenses and things like that. Maybe there are things that have been here for the entirety of human existence. The beings that taught us how to light fire, the beings that taught us how to make clothing and shelter for ourselves, because we're one of the only animals on this planet that don't have a natural defense for ourselves, right? So there had to be something there to guide us. And I know that we have God, that God that sits almost high, but there's something in between us and God that exists, right? And people are starting to come to that realization that there's other creatures here and there are other beings here that are neurologically and psychologically superior to human beings and are able to cloak themselves in ways that we can't perceive or understand. Do y'all understand that? And when I say neurologically superior, I say think about it in a sense of how you're neurologically superior to a pet, to your dog or your cat or a goldfish. these things are probably neurologically superior to us in a similar fashion. So to be able to conceive the way that they travel between realms, between here and there, is very hard for us to, understand. So when you have some kids open up some fucking artifact in the middle of a fucking mall and some being steps out of it, of course everybody can go running for cover, because what the fuck is that, right? And then you have to, if you saw the man describing what he saw, the one that was the black guy that was being interrogated, you could see in his eyes that he has to reorient himself to understand what is real and what isn't. And when I first had my experience with one of these things, as I described before, it was standing in my bedroom. I woke up, it was over there in the corner. I saw it, and I was wide awake, but I couldn't control my voice. I couldn't control my body and all of that. And in doing so, I have to come to accept the fact that there are things here that are just alpha predators. They're just better than us, and if they wanted to do us harm, they could. Some of the witnesses saying that these things didn't look like they were trying to hurt anybody, that they were just walking around, but it was probably just as fucking terrifying to see aliens walking around in the mall. And for whatever reason, the powers that be want to cover this shit up, which lets me know that the powers that be are being controlled by these things. Because why would they want to continue to cover this stuff up? Why? They drip feed us information little by little. They come out with the UAP this and UFO this and that and da-da-da. But when there's actual incidents happening where people are interacting with these beings, they want to cover the story up and make it go away. Same thing here in Vegas. That story went away because the cops had been told that they're no longer to do any interviews or talk about it. So there you go. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, happy 2024. I hope this year is very profitable and very prosperous for you. It's going to be a strange year. It's already starting out with a bang. People being exposed, truths coming out, aliens jumping out of portals in the shopping mall. You know how we do. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and like and subscribe to the channel. If you ain't subscribed to the channel yet, you just watched all the way to the end, come on, man. Come on now. Come on. You obviously like the content. Subscribe. All right. Bye-bye.